Steve Shumbres with us here on the John Mendola Show. We're talking Scranton Knights football. Coach, let's talk about the squad this year and tough up and down games, some tight ones, Valley West, and take us through some of those big wins. But 4-2 after 6 quick weeks of football going into week 7, you have to be pretty pleased overall.
Yeah, we wanted to reestablish ourselves in the area as a good football team. We knew coming off last year 1-10. The kids really worked hard in the offseason to try to get themselves back on the winning side of football. First 2 weeks, 2 tough losses, 2 close games. We had a lead both games in the fourth quarter, and then the last 4 weeks after the North Pocono game, winning on the last play of the game, that really sparked us. And then heading into the Bell week this week, the kids are very excited about where we're at in the season.
Let's talk about the next opponent, West Scranton, a team that on any given night could beat anybody, and then on any given night they could lose to somebody. So it's been difficult for them, but they're going to be fired up as they always are. This is no doubt a coin flip game every year, yeah. and probably no more than this year.
Yeah. You could throw the records out the window. This game, there's so much rivalry there and so much in the balance that the kids go through all week. They're fighting for everything in this game, for city pride, and it lasts for the whole year. And West is a very good football team. 1-5 is not indicative of what their record is and how good of a football team they are.
Hey, here's a team that was that close to beating Scranton Prep, one of the best teams here in northeastern Pennsylvania. So what's the scouting report is saying? Okay, these are a couple of things we got to focus on this week for them.
Merrifield is a great quarterback. He scrambles well. He avoids the pressure. He looks to throw the ball. They have some receivers that will go up and get it. And they have a great running back with Williams. Their defensive line gets off the football. The Fouchon Leggings kid, he's a really tough defensive nose tackle. And overall, they come to the football, and they're the typical West Side team that they come to hit you.
How about guys on your team that you feel have stepped up this season, and maybe they got their feet a little bit more wet as the weeks have gone on, or they're gaining a little bit more confidence?
Yeah, probably our leader right from the get-go has been Ty Lil White. He really turned himself around from last year. He's been doing a great job at quarterback. We have R.J. Overton and Seamus Hailstone, who share the role at tight end and are big defensive players for us. We had a couple guys that missed some games. Jason Thorpe Adams missed the first 5 games, came back, gave us a nice big spark. We had Jalil Mitchell. He missed the first 2 games. Probably, I think, in my opinion, probably the best defensive tackle in the league at this point. So. All those guys, and there's a bunch, I can name a bunch of guys have really, turned it around for us this season.
As far as getting wins, let's talk about the latest win, Williamsport.
Mm-hmm. We knew it was going to be a tough ball game. They're a good football team. Having them have to come 2.5 hours on a bus, we knew that's a little bit of an advantage for us there. But we had some guys really step up. It was Jason's first game back. He played really well, sparked us. He had 9 carries for I think like 180 yards. And defensively, we really shut them down. Our front 4, like I said, I'd put them up against any front 4 in the area. They get after it. They're big. They're mean. And then our linebackers and our secondary can really clean up.
6 weeks in the books, 4-2. The last 4 weeks of the season. Before who knows what happens after that. What's the focus of this coaching staff with this group of guys? What does this team need to do to keep being right in games, win some of those games, and compete week in and week out?
Just like the old motto everybody says, take it one game at a time. We're just looking at West Side right now. We know that it's a big game in the back of our minds for the playoff picture, but we're just taking one game at a time, trying to get ourselves in a good spot for the playoffs. And our team motto all year has been, we have each other's back. We have each other's back as a coaching staff. We have each other's back as players. And the kids really believe in that. That's our chant every time we go out to the field.
Steve, great to catch up with you.
Thanks.